Okay, a quick strength hack for runners. Okay, when you go to the gym, you have to have an objective. You can't just walk in there and think, okay, what am I doing today? It's a little bit like going to the supermarket and being like, okay, what did I come in here for? You've got to have a list. You got to have a list, and you got to go to a supermarket that you usually do. Usually I do my shopping online, but if I have to go to the supermarket, I know what I'm getting and I know whereabouts those things are, and I'm in and out as quickly as possible because it's not somewhere I like spending time. So I'm in and out as quickly as possible. It's the same with the gym. If I walk into the gym and there's usually like one of something machine that's important to me, I need to get onto that at some point. If I walk in and somebody's using that, I have to know I have to have a plan B, right? So you have to have an objective in order to not spend more time than you need to in the gym, because what you want to do with the gym is you want to get in there 4 or 5 times a week, ideally. It doesn't need to be that amount of time if you're just focusing on running, but that's going to really help you out. And the reason I say 4 or 5 times a week is because I do 4 or 5 times a week, but I'm only kind of in there for 20 to 30 minutes. Really quick sessions, and it's usually around about 20 minutes. And I can literally time it from the moment I go in to the moment I get out. And people will often say to me once I get to know them, why are you doing this little? And it's not this little. I'm in there 5 times a week, so I'm actually doing 1 hour and 40 a week, which is all very concentrated with low periods of rest in between. So I won't rest more than 10-15 seconds in between each rep, and also in between each set. So if I go from kind of like working on abdominals to working on glutes, there'll also be a 15-second rest in between that. So I'll be kind of like doing abdominals, and then all of a sudden I'll see the machine is free over there, and then I'll go over there, and then I'll start glutes. It's not rocket science. It needs to get done very quickly because I don't want to be waiting around. It's a little bit different when you're trying to focus on power and when you need to kind of get your heart rate lower in order to kind of give full power to that next rep or that next set. I completely understand that. But in this way, this is a little hack for you. So you're as a runner, it's literally a mathematical equation on how quickly you're going to get from the start line to the finish line. It's about running economy. It's obviously about your heart, lungs, and blood. But biomechanically, it's about how long your stride length is, times, so if that's 1.5 meters, times your cadence per minute. So if you're, for instance, let me try to simplify this as much as I can. If you're a 3-hour marathon runner, then that's 180 minutes. So 180 minutes times your cadence, how many steps you're making in a minute, divided, I think, by your stride length, which is basically the push off from how strong your glutes are able and how efficient your stride length is, to push off from your midfoot, if you're a midfoot striker, which hopefully you are, engaging your glute, pushing off and landing. Yeah, so that figure divided by your stride length is going to give you a marathon time. It's going to give how quickly you go into marathon time. And so the goal is for each stride length, there's a maximum on this as well. Obviously you're not Spider-Man, you can't kind of do a 7-minute stride length, otherwise you'd be the long jump world champion, right? But there is an optimal level. If you look at Eliud Kipchoge, his is almost 2 meters. So it's a long stride length. To think about how less he needs to, how many less steps and how comfortable he can be with a cadence and how low his heart rate can be if he's able to do that many steps versus somebody who's doing 1 meter stride length and who's kind of, the cadence is really high. And with cadence, it can only be so high. So your cadence, same as on the bike. Think about somebody on the bike and they're doing as much as they possibly can only go so high, otherwise it just doesn't work for your body, yeah? So if you've got a powerful push off, powerful glutes, and they're staying strong, and they're also the big muscles that are not going to get tired as quickly like your calves will. So if you're calf dominant and you're trying to step up from 5k, 10k to marathon, it's going to be a difficult transition for you, and you'll figure out that you can't be on your toes anymore. You can't be kind of calf dominant. You need to rely on your glutes, and you need to be running midfoot to make a smooth transition. And that's been for Mo Farah. That's been for Hailey Gebrselassie. That's the goal. That's the aim. You've got to. If you look at Eliud Kipchoge run, There's a reason he's the best in the world, and there's a reason he's so consistent. It's because his running economy, the way he runs, the way he hits the floor, and his stride length is so dialed in that it's something that we can all replicate. So you want your stride length to be as long as possible within reason. And to do that, you want strong glutes, and you'll naturally feel that if you work on your glutes, and if at the moment you're not doing anything on your glutes, so your bum muscles and also your hamstrings as well, those are the muscles that you want to be doing all the work. So all I would start with, just do this twice a week. And if you can just do it once a week, you'll see the difference. But if you can do it twice a week, do it twice a week, yeah? And do it spaced out within the week. So if your hard session is on like mine, if your hard session is interval session Wednesday and long run on Sunday, don't do it that day for sure. Don't do it that day. Don't do it the next day. Do it the next day after that. So Wednesday, hard session. Thursday, recovery day, no weights, yeah? Friday, I do a recovery run again and weights, because that gives you another couple of days until your long run on Sunday, and you've had a couple of days since your interval session. So you should be in a good place to do an easy recovery run and the weight session. And all you want to do is make sure, if you need to get help from a personal trainer or somebody in the gym to do this, just put a bar on the floor and don't worry about any weight at the moment. Just get the bar weighs between 15 and 20 kilograms, depending on which bar you're using. Just become really strong, kind of keep your back really straight, and just pick up the bar. But the most important part is feel the glutes engage. You've got to feel the glutes engage. Literally keep your legs to the point where you can, on the way down, you can feel your glutes engage, and then push up. But don't be using your back. So keep your back really straight. And again, there's only so much I can show you on this video. I can put together a video in the gym at a later date, but get somebody who can initially, it's a bit like a golf swing. You want to get this right from the very, very beginning. So get somebody in the gym to help you if you've not done this before. Essentially, you're just doing deadlift. All you need to do is 3 times 10 of that bar. And all you want to do is just lift the bar and lift it and put it back on the floor, and then up and down. Really controlled speed. So you're not rushing it. Your kind of forms are all over the show. Very, very controlled. But the most important part is you're engaging your glute. So you're building strength in that glute. And just do that until you've got the technique right, until somebody in the gym tells you, right, your technique's good. And then just put 5 kilograms or 2.5 kilograms on either side. It's not about weight. It's not about weight at this point. It's just all about form, and it's all about engaging the right muscle. If you can do that just once a week, but ideally twice a week, then you will notice it in your running. You'll notice that you're getting more strength in your running, which, like when you have a strong core, you stay strong in the final third of a marathon or the final third of a long run. It's going to work that way with strong glutes as well. But it's also going to give you, and you can check this, if you've got a Garmin and it's got all the data there, you can check this as well with your watch. You can start to see your stride length increase. And what that's going to mean is a couple of things. You can either go faster, which is great. You'll find that your times improve, or you can run further and lower your cadence. So you don't have to be kind of up there at kind of 180, 190, 200 cadence. Mine's about 180 to 200, depending on the type of race I'm doing, depending on the length of race I'm doing. You don't have to be that kind of there. You can be really nice and comfortable, but running with a strong stride length, and keeping nice and easy. So you can push up in distance and maybe run a marathon if you're just running a half marathon at the moment, or you can run an ultra marathon, and it can feel very comfortable for you. And you'll realize what kind of the click will be is you'll realize once you start to see those benefits, first of all, you're not going to stop doing that in the gym because you'll realize it really helps out your running. But secondly, you'll realize that you've just kind of like opened a glass ceiling as to how far your potential can go. So you've just opened another level as to what you can actually do. Really, really important. And again, like if you can be doing If you can improve the strength of your glutes and be doing the majority of the work from your glutes, pushing off from strong glutes, you're going to get faster and you're going to be more injury proof. Not bulletproof, but more injury proof.